Why do juveniles commit crime, in your estimation? Why do young people commit the kind of crimes that we're talking about?
We live in a fallen world, Senator Duplessis. Why do people do what they do? I don't know. I mean,
is there anything else that we could do to try to stop these young people from committing these crimes?
I'd like to pose that, so, you know, pose some of those questions.
Is there anything else that we could do?
Well, you and I both know that there's a lot that we could do.
Okay.
There's a lot societally
like
that
what?
we could do.
What could we do other than just saying, you know, all we can do is send them to adult prison? Is there anything else that we could do?
We want to put all the fault on the state, but some of the fault goes back to the parents who fail to provide the proper mothering or fathering that creates and wires those baby minds for empathy. And when empathy is missing, you can expect that there will be violence is a high probability. So when we talk about the formation of the minds, let's talk about it from 0 to 6 years old and not try to pick up at 2 years when some of these kids are already lost when they're 2 years old. I want to make that point. Everybody knows it. The research is there. Thank you, Madam Vice Chair.
In its April 2024 report, the Bureau of Justice Statistics reported that juvenile share of arrest for violent crimes rose, with juveniles accounting for 9.9% of all arrests for violent crimes, up from 8.7%. Now, keep in mind, the Bureau of Justice Statistics is the U.S. Department of Justice principal federal agent responsible for collecting, analyzing, and disseminating reliable statistics on crime. According to the Council on Criminal Justice, in its October 18th, 2024 report, the number of crimes committed by juveniles under 18 involving firearms and the number of people seriously injured in such crimes has increased by more than 20%. Let that sink in.
That Louisiana?
By more than 20%. I haven't isolated it to Louisiana.
I think so.
And I'm sorry, I'm not casting this on all kids, but I'm telling you as district attorney, give me the power to make the decision. I'm not going to hurt a kid or send an innocent kid. I don't care what most of these folks who got these red cards, they're wrong. They are absolutely wrong. I have to sleep at night. But I believe in putting him in prison when he takes a gun, anoints himself God, and starts shooting at other folks. And the juveniles are the problem.
We are hard on crime, but I don't think we've ever acknowledged how hard we are on the children of this state. We make it hard for them to succeed. We put tops in, but we send them to school without ever seeing a teacher. We let the mama stay home with no money and no child care. We'll never get out of poverty because we will not fund early childhood education, and we're going to sit here and talk about how much more money we need to put into corrections. It is really, it hurts me because I'm so frustrated at how strong we are on a vote like this and what begging we have to do to bring anything up that benefits the child on the other side.
You know, if we're talking about trusting people, I may very well trust and have a great relationship with Hilla Moore, and I may believe that Hilla Moore is going to do the right thing. But we're talking about all DAs throughout the state of Louisiana, and not saying that I don't trust any one of them. My point is we don't have the same relationship with the same DAs all over this state. And so although it may be them who sit at the table and say, yes, I'm only going to charge a certain number of juveniles, and I think I heard District Attorney Hilla Moore say that the number that he has charged as adults. I believe that the process is working. I believe that the long list of crimes that are on there can already address these needs, and I don't think this bill is needed, and particularly in this session, it causes me a lot of pause.
Representative Villio said that more and more violent crimes are being committed by juveniles, and I don't know what the statistics show. But she said she doesn't know why this violence is increasing. And I think that if you don't know why it's increasing, you can't be solving the problem by what you're doing here today.
If you were to show the data of kids that got counseling, kids that had mentors, kids that have after-school programs, I promise you their chance of committing crimes are less. But we have to provide those opportunities. You can't tell a kid that's traumatized in his community, he's traumatized from the time he gets up in the morning. If he's not traumatized in his home, he's traumatized on his way to the school bus, he's traumatized on the school bus, he's traumatized when they get to school, he's traumatized. You see the process, and it's repeated over and over again. Who's there to actually help the little kid? If we kick kids out, and when they're in middle school, we kick kids out when they're elementary school, the streets wants them. Mm-hmm. If you say you're a first grade or second grade, I'm going to expel you. I'm sorry. If he's one in the first grade and I can't handle him, I'm bringing your. I don't care who your mom is. That's right. I'm about to save you, boy. I'm about to save this community, and I'm going to deal with you now, so that the system will have to deal with you later.
We should be investing in our children's futures, not robbing them of their potential. Please vote against SB 2. Let's give our kids the chance to learn and grow, not punish them as if they're beyond saving. Thank you.
Public safety isn't about caging children. It's about doing the work to prevent the environment that allows us to even consider what we are doing right now. In East Baton Rouge Parish, our district attorney who sat here today is asking the taxpayers for a millage because he cannot sustain his current caseload. In East Baton Rouge, we've had almost 65 people die in a pretrial facility since 2012, and now we want to put children routinely in there. Every child we are bringing into that system will automatically go through solitary confinement because of law. And we're not even talking about the number of lawsuits we're going to pay for because we are violating federal law. Thank you.
You are making this decision as you in this moment, but you will not always be here. And so you're also making this decision for the next set of representatives to come into this space, the next set of DAs to come into this space. And then I also want to note that your legacy could very well become whatever they choose to do with it unnecessarily.